Star Trek Discovery, you gotta stop using Wahmen. And ladies, you're only making yourself look dumb. Hello everyone, I am still Mecha Random 42, still the one, still the only, still the original, still your favorite YouTube consumer advocate Harpy, and I get to rail on one thing that I know is the lowest of the low-hanging fruit. The Star Trek Discoveries, they are to entertainment and science fiction as the Sweat Hogs are to high school students. This is a remedial trek for the people who are afraid to do their jobs piloting starships, the people who need pats on the back and trophies and medals for everything. They need praise constantly or else they cry. And this is Cry Trek we are talking about. They cry all the time. They cry at the drop of a hat. They cry when they do a good job. They cry when they do a bad job. They cry when they see somebody.
Excellent.
They cry when they have to say goodbye. They cry when they get super chats. Thank you so much, Norman Blythers. I really, really appreciate it. It's a little foxy deal with the heart. Well, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Now you guys are gonna make me cry. I gotta be stronger than the crew of the Wahmen Trek Discovery. The Lady Wahmen Trek. Now this is something that should speak to me. As somebody who has been told I have to see myself represented on screen, even though we all know it's just a marketing technique. It's all one of these little tricks just to get people bickering, to distract everybody from what's really going on out there. And if you said aliens, you might be right. You might be right. They use this crap to shuffle us into these marketing categories because, let's face it, we're easier to market to if they know what political affiliation we're supposed to be associated with by what type of crap we tweet about on Twitter. You know, do we have pronouns in our bios? Do we call ourselves they, them, he, him, she, hers? Do we and scream about diversity and representation on social media? Or are we anti that? And are we just toxic white dudes? For me, they just label me that anyway, which, you know, fine. I'm not going to be offended if they don't use my proper pronoun. But I guess for the record, it would be a she, her. Since we're talking about a bunch of she, her Lady Whammons, Star Trek Craft Discovery Season 4 will have the first ever all-female Lady Wahmen female bridge of Lady Whammons. And it's Star Trek. There are species that are asexual. There are species with multiple genders. And every time I see one of these articles, last time it was a New York Times article saying how amazing all these characters were, which we literally had Space Hitler. We had a lady who had forced herself on a victim, a male victim, who was terrified and had flashbacks of what she did to him when she was riding and having her way with him. Oh yeah, because she liked it on top. So we had her, not a very good role model. Did I mention Space Hitler already? And they have the nerve. They have the nerve to give Lady Wahmen Space Hitler her own TV show.
Hey kids, that wacky Giorgio is back, and she's bringing all of her titles with her.
Her Imperial Highness, Mother of the Fatherland, Overlord of Vulcan, Dominus of Kronos, Regina Andor.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Emperor Philippa Giorgio Augustus Iaponius Centaurus.
And this time she's head of a super secret agency.
Section 31?
That everyone already seems to know about. Not much of a secret now, is it? Don't miss Michelle Yeoh in Section 31. Coming soon. We promise. This time we mean it. No, really, we mean it this time. We swear it's coming soon, okay?
Let's not forget the Queen Lady Wahmen herself, Michael Burnham. Michael Burnham, who has been depicted as a mutineer who assaulted her captain. Giorgio, the real one, not the evil mirror universe one. She assaulted her captain, got her killed, pretty much is the cause of everything bad that happens in Discovery, except for maybe the burn in season 3, which let's face it, how many of us just assumed it was just going to be because of her, because she usually causes all the bad things. At least they evolved from that a little bit. Oh, Tilly went from being, oh, she's kind of cute and quirky, to, is she on the spectrum, to, oh my god, Tilly, Tilly, stop. You're not even likable anymore. So you're giving us bad representation, quote unquote, because what, you think women are a bunch of a-holes who get their captains killed, who are a bunch of selfish know-it-alls? Oh, and they also, in Star Trek anyway, they have a long history of showcasing...
Damn.
Smoke weed every day.
In the case of Michael Burnham and Raffi from Picard, another little stereotype. Like I said, this whole diversity and representation is just there to designed to shuffle and file you into an advertising group, into a marketing group. And they hate me because this will probably be buried as well. So if you guys do like my content, I do upload every single day. Please hit the notification bell or just check my channel every day. The share button really, really helps. But because I am a woman who says I do not need to be pandered to with a bunch of mediocre and terrible characters, I am better than that. Thank you very much. They like to bury that because I go against their narrative, because I am not somebody they can just market something to. That's really what it boils down to. I am not somebody who you could just normally guess. Like, people who can't guess, just look at me. Look at me. I have bright red hair. So people think, oh, you're a screaming SJW. And then when you hear me speak, then you realize, hey, she's a diversity. She's a double diversity. She's a B in the alphabet people community. She's also pretty reasonable, and she says a lot of stuff that, wait a minute, people who believe this side think this. She doesn't act anything like this at all. But then again, we don't know. And that's what they hate. They hate individuality. They hate independent thought. They hate critical thinking because they're too focused on their other critical theories that are only there to distract us from everything and divide us. That is what they're doing with this. And they bury these people like me, like myself, who don't fit their narrative. I don't speak their bullshit. I don't recite the same garbage. Star Trek Discovery isn't even bringing her back. Not even her. Women in all 3 main bridge positions. Well, you had Tilly as acting first officer to Saru, who is now fucked off to raise some Kelpian who caused the burn. Spoiler for season 3. It was that stupid. A Kelpian threw a temper tantrum and caused the burn. That's it. That's it. It was a temper tantrum from a kid who was raised by holograms. Who let's face it, he needed a little bit more intensive care than I think he was getting. So no, Georgia wasn't even on there. Tilly was acting first officer. I don't think she was even a cadet. She was acting first officer. She isn't even an ensign. And now Michael Burnham, who really shouldn't even have a commission, after getting thrown in the brig and then, I guess, reinstated because she fixed her little oopsie of starting the Klingon War after assaulting her. She still assaulted her captain. She tried to pull the Vulcan nerve pinch thingy on her, the neck pinch. She tried to pull that even though she doesn't have the Vulcan physiology, because the producers and the people who write the show are a bunch of morons and don't know how Vulcan physiology actually works. I know, who cares, for fuck's sake, right? The Vulcan hello. Yeah, what's the Vulcan hello anyway? I wonder.
Giggity.
In a historic first, Star Trek Discovery Season 4 will begin with the first ever all-female Lady Wahmen bridge crew, led by Captain Michael Burnham herself. You got a name like Michael. I'm tired of male names on female Lady Wahmen characters. We have Ryan Wilder. We have... What's the other one? What's Tendy's real name? Beckett Mariner. It wasn't Tendy. I got the wrong name. Oh, I got the wrong name. It was Beckett Mariner. Is another one that had a boy's name. I pulled the wrong name out of my butt because that's how little I cared about Lower Decks. For the first time in Star Trek history, women will staff all 3 of the central bridge positions. I couldn't tell you which people did what because they didn't even give these characters names. They have one character with a name, Barely. This is not an ensemble Trek show. These are basically glorified extras. If anybody's watching this video and doesn't know anything about Discovery and thinks, oh, I'm going to go in and no. It's all this main character, Michael Burnham crap. She breaks everything and then fixes it and gets a medal for it. She gets rewarded for it because if you say anything, they'll label you an istophobe. That's what Star Trek Discovery boils down to in a nutshell. Everybody else is there to be this background character to play off of her. They have diversity characters like the they, thems, the binary, non-binary characters that they have on the show that are really only there to only associate with the gay characters. There's a gay couple. And, they exploit the crap out of that with the marketing by making it seem like these characters actually have a reason to be dropping the gender bombs like that. They really don't. They don't. It's just one of these ways that they can tote them out like purse puppies and little diversities. Women will staff all 3 of the central bridge positions, breaking the long tradition of the bridges to the Starfleet being dominated by men in major. I didn't even notice. You always had women on it. First off, Captain Crapping Janeway was a woman. But Lana Torres was their chief engineer. You had 7 of 9 in astrometrics towards the end, right? You have at least two different in the Star Trek universe. And even if you go by today's, why are you counting? We are beyond this. We have evolved beyond this. There is multiple species out there to explore and study to be worrying about such silly nonsense that only separates us and divides us. Because let's face it, it's not important unless I am in bed with you and I need to know whether or not to lick or suck or both or whatever. However many, who cares? You freaking hot guy, you want to bring a chick over? Sure, whatever. This is not important in Star Trek because it is not Star Trek Caligula edition, and if it was, it would be hilarious, and I want to write that. And actually, side note, the extended version of Caligula actually sums up and explains in depth. The dirty giggity scenes actually explain why Caligula's wife was upset when his sister died. Is because, this is exactly what we're talking. It makes more sense. Now, who else is going to put a Caligula reference in a Star Trek video? I don't know. Probably only me. When Star Trek the Original Series launched in 1966, the only female member of the bridge crew was Lieutenant Uhura. Yeah, because you had all kinds of diversity on Star Trek anyway. Not only that, she was a black woman. Oh, did you notice? Because I know you guys like to forget about her quite a lot by Michael Burnham being so important. You also had an Asian, a gay Asian actor on the bridge. You had somebody playing a Russian, which was super taboo at the time. Oh, you think people don't like communists now? Remember when we were actually told that those were, we were at the cold... Yeah, that. So that was a huge deal back then. That was a huge deal. There were female yeomen, notably Janice Rand, but even her male counterparts were little more than glorified secretaries. That's because it didn't matter. It really, really didn't. And they did write it in that the Tellarites didn't want female captains on the Enterprise because they were the ists. Which is fine. They were for people who are... Yeah, if you're watching a Star Trek video this far in, you know what a Tellarite is. You know that they're the little pig dudes. They're literally the male chauvinist pigs who don't like women. Which is kind of funny. It's really stupid, but it's kind of funny once you think about it. And I never really made that connection until now. In the 80s and 90s, the gender balance improved. This generation gave fans a female security chief with Tasha Yar, who died before season 1. She had a bridge station, but much of her job was merely handling communications. The other woman in the main cast was Beverly. Yeah, you guys are forgetting Dr. Crusher was a lady Wahmen. Deanna. This is why we got it so right in Star Trek The Next Generation. We didn't care that the captain was a man. We really, really didn't, because we did finally get a woman captain with Janeway, and Voyager was absolutely the most diverse Star Trek ever. I don't care what Discovery thinks it is, because it's really, really not. Sometimes a man will be more inclined to want to do a position than a woman. Sometimes a male or a female, sometimes a woman is going to be more inclined to want some other position. Maybe a woman's more inclined to be a caregiver and a healer. Maybe because she might be biologically preconditioned throughout evolution to be the gatherer of the society, the protector in your family unit, the caregiver, the healer, the mother. Maybe that's because of evolution and biology. And maybe you're going to have a male captain because evolution says that the men are out there hunting and out there in charge and out there in the heads for some tribes. And in some places you had female, like, matriarchal societies. You're reading too much into the cast of Star Trek based on this shit just to pat yourselves on the back for nothing. That's all this is. Of the two, only the latter was customarily on the bridge. Deep Space Nine, Jadzia Dax, Major. Again, they're just going through a list. You're just naming the cast and the crew. Star Trek Discovery changed all that. No, it really didn't. No, really, it changed the formula so that we had an insult to women. If you think that women want to be represented by the most insulting, and this is what I opened the video with, by the most insulting characters who assault their captains, who do illegal things, who do immoral things, who do criminal things, then you've got really, really think terribly of women. This is where they fail, is because they're giving us worse characters for it. You're giving us female characters that I'm embarrassed for. You're giving us female characters that I'm embarrassed by. We deserve better as women than characters who are such screw-ups, who are such failures, who are so incompetent. We deserve more confident, more competent characters who can go in and take charge like they used to, like Beverly Crusher used to, even when she had to. She could at least get the job done. She could at least get the job done. You could at least give us characters and women that actually deserve praise for their accomplishments, not a little phony pat on the back because of what's in between their legs, because that's all you're basically doing is you're patting them on the butt for having a pussy.
Yeah, bitch!
That's what this is. That's all this is. And if you can't understand how insulting and disgusting it is to treat women like that, then you guys clearly haven't been paying attention to the show that you're promoting here. And this is just going to go on and pat themselves on the back. Discovery's been criticized for both being too woke and not offering too little social commentaries and stories. That's because woke is just preachy propaganda based on this divisionary tactic that's only designed to pull us apart as a species and stir up trouble to distract us from what's really going on. In truth, the series embodies social commentary by normalizing female officers in command positions. No, it's not. It's by degrading and making people think that women aren't good at their jobs. You're making people think that women are not good at their jobs and that they're only put there because they're women. And that is even more insulting. Or same thing with the gay characters, that they're only there because of their skin color, because of their difference, because of their diversity. And that's why I compare this to Welcome Back Kotter. This is the Welcome Back Kotter ship. They might as well just rename it the USS Sweat Hog and be done with it. Because these are the people that I don't want representing me. I mean, at least the Sweat Hogs wanted to improve themselves. At least the Sweat Hogs did something right. And I am yelling probably way too much. Star Trek Discovery, the future is neither male nor female. It's equal. Well, then why the fuck did you write this whole article? Yeah, the future isn't female. It isn't male. The future is... Stop giving us these shitty characters that are supposed to just be good enough. Because I've made countless videos on this. They always do this shit. They always try and say, see, you need special treatment because you're a Wahmen. Because clearly you can't take on the responsibility and actually earn your position without it. That's what this tells me. And you know what? That doesn't fucking happen. That doesn't fucking happen. If that happened, then my channel wouldn't be suppressed right now. It's because I'm telling you a bunch of stuff they don't want you to hear. So, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. That's enough for the USS Sweat Hog article. I am Mecha Random 42 and I'll see you guys. I'm not going anywhere. Don't you go anywhere either. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
So, I'm very high.